Hi. So, I thought it was a good idea to eat chocolate in front of the camera. I don't see why that was a good idea at all, because that was probably ugly. So, what I wanted to talk about is costume projects. So, I have collected about 4 plastic bottles. I bought a whole pack of purified drinking water, which I hope is neutral. If I was to use alkaline drops, hopefully it comes out neutral, because usually plastic bottle water it's just for however long it's in the store, and I don't know. And so I have a good amount of plastic for the crystals for my Janna cosplay already. I'm going to need a lot of plastic. And when you go cut plastic, you want sharp knives. Like, let's see if I can get my X-Acto knife. So I have a couple X-Acto knives here. I would like to get another saw one to replace my saw tip for this handle, because I was going to go and do wood/metal engravings. And anyways, you want to use stuff like this to cut with a cutting board for your crafts. So you don't want to cut it into your furniture or anything like that. And if not these, I kind of wanted to get what's it called? Plant hedge cutters, stuff like that, because plastic can be very, very hard to cut through. So, for instance, this does a test. I'm probably going to do this anyway. I want to cut this off, right? We're going to... I'm sorry. Like I said, I was eating chocolate. So, like, you want to, like, have something sharp enough that it'll go through the top part of the plastic. I would just do little holes around before you cut, because it's so thick. See? I've only, like, I don't think you can see it very well because my camera sucks, but there's a hole there, and it's not even, like, completely punctured through, otherwise I would have felt it, like, go through. But it's very, very thick, as you can tell, and I would need to go through the whole thing. I'd need to cut through the bottom, you know. I would be using this part. I don't know that I would use this part, but I think I could use this for certain parts of a crystal. It's just what I want the most is the... Let me just peel this off. It's this part that I would want. Oh no, that part is also sad face. So yeah, I would just want the top part right here. Okay, so that, like, lessens the amount of crystals that I have, because that I will be getting, which is why saving your plastic cartons is good for your craft projects too, because if you're making crystals, you want stuff like this, something with a more triangular shape to make crystals with. I'm going to be using a hot glue gun or crazy glue, either or. I'll probably be using those. And I was I was going to get a nail polish, a bucket of nail polish in ice blue or blue-ish colors and paint over the crystals as I hot glue them and stuff like that. So you can make foam crystals. You would cut out a foam type crystal, right? Like wedge shapes, you know, like wedge shapes about this big, this big, this big. You cut it in crystal forms, you know, and then you would take paper and then you would just glue it, and you can paint over it, and you can make those kind of crystals. And or if you have one of those fancy machines, they can just precisely cut crystals for you, but most of us don't, and we would make foam. Another thought is, if once you've formed your crystal out of foam, you can take foam like boards, like one of those really flexible foamy board things that are really thin. You can cut out pieces of those and then glue them onto the sides of the foam shape that you have butchered out of like a thing of foam. And mind you, it's going to be really squeaky to like cut through, so if you annoy anybody with your mess, just saying, that's just going to, you know, that's expected. That's why I went with this, because these are already clear. These plastic bottles are already clear. So you don't have to worry about whether or not the crystals are going to be like, what's it called? You don't have to worry about it being so opaque or whatnot. You can just use a clear bottle, you know? That's already clear. And you can just, let me just let this sit on top there for a bit and drain out. Yeah, you can just do that. And then, like, this one has a lot of, like, clear sides. Use this part. The Gatorade bottles are a lot thicker than these purified drinking waters, though, so it'll be a lot harder to go through, cut through. So just be very careful while you're cutting. You don't want to like cut yourself and then land yourself in the emergency room. These knives are razor blade sharp. So just saying, I'm a clumsy person, so I always have to really watch myself. And I will cut myself every once in a while, and I'll just go ow. But like, not with these. I have never cut myself with these, thank God. These would not feel good to cut your skin with. So yeah, just be very careful when you're making your own crystals at home. Another thought is you can make sugar crystals using sugar and what's it called? You know, like grow crystals at home. You could do that too. The only problem that I have with that is it's going to be very sticky. So if you're going to be wearing it around a con and whatnot, you're going to be sticking to a lot of things because it's sugar crystals that you have glued or taped onto your cosplay. So that's an issue that I would deal with. That's why I like the idea of using nail polish, semi-sheer nail polish going on plastic, actual plastic, and then putting it on foam boards in sections and then wearing it that way, because Janna's cosplay is kind of like a sash. It goes around her body. So the best way to do it is in sections, so that it, as you curve the cloth around the body, it'll come with the crystals. You have to like section off the little plates of foam in a way that it'll conform towards like your body though. So the way to do that is take your cloth, to take your cloth that's going to be sewed on anyway, and just wrap it on yourself, sew the foam onto the fabric, lay it down like flat, and then just have a little bit of allowance in between each section for it to like kind of stretch out a little bit, and then it should work. I should have a tutorial of this at some point, but you know, your girl still needs to like learn some sewing machine skills, so I will be doing that with some of my friends. So I am rusty with sewing machine. Haven't worked with one for a really long time, so ergo therefore, I am on my way to making my crystals very, very, very soon. And lastly, that being said, since this is already a 10-minute video, sorry for the shaking. I have been thinking about makeup, and this is going to take about like another 5 minutes to go through. I was thinking of e.l.f., BH Cosmetics, and Wet n Wild. Now, e.l.f. has a brush set from the Beautifully Precise collection. It's their silver-handled brushes. It's like $15 for the 3-brush set. It comes with like a duo angle brush and spoolie, a smudge brush, and a precise eyeliner type brush that's in a kind of like dome, or you know, like brush tip. Anyway, like, you know, like a brush tip, you know, brush, thin brush tip. So that's one of my watercolor brushes. And for $15, really want that one. I also want the rose gold palette. Rose gold palette comes in a set too with a highlighter and lip color, but I don't really. I was more interested in the highlighter and the palette than I was the lip color, because I already have like a nude lip stick from Milani, which I like to try to use, but it's really hard for me to get to work with myself because I am usually very dry-lipped. And then I also wanted the Pore Brush. Still speaking about brushes, I also wanted the Mad for Matte 2 palette, because it has like a bit of the rose gold colors and then darker colors to go really dramatic in the night, and I love that. I am very dark skinned and I like the drama in the eyes and stuff. Light colors don't really work with me that very well, so I don't really go for light blushes, or not light blushes, light eyeshadows and stuff. BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette, fluffy eye crease brush, one that would hopefully work with my hooded eyes, tiny hooded eyes. See that? That's how big my eyes are. Not very much space on the camera. I think that's an eye in real life, IRL, in real life measurement of my eyes. Some people have like that much eye space to work with, and they are so lucky that they don't have to deal with like barely any space to work with to put their color in. But yeah, there's those, and then there's the photo focus stuff that I was considering from between e.l.f. and Wet n Wild. I was considering, because of the wedding that I'm going to go to, concealer and foundation. People really like the concealer and foundation from Wet n Wild. Some people kind of like the HD photo focus ready stuff from e.l.f. It's kind of mixed reviews on that, but people kind of like it. The only reason why I kind of don't like the HD concealers is because I am worried that even if it'd be good for photos, I feel like there'd be some editing that you'd have to do, which is why I've kind of stayed away from photo focus kind of like stuff. But I am willing to look into it. It's not that I'm not unwilling. So yeah, and then also people have been really going wild on cushion foundations and stuff, and I was considering one from what's it called? Drugstore brand. I forget. Anyways, there's like a blue cushion foundation from a drugstore brand that I will put down later once I find it. And then I've been wanting that too, but then I was looking at color correction and trying to put sunblock over the makeup thing with your cushion, using your empty cushion containers. I was looking into all of that stuff. So I was looking into Mimi Box's Etude House sunblock with SPF 50, PA+++, since it's really watery, and SPF 50 and broad range and UVA and UVB good kind of ratings. I say like this because I've never used it and I don't know, but that's what people tell me on the videos. So I'm willing to try out the DIY stuff, and that's why I was looking into the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion primer stuff for color correcting, because I'm new to color correcting, and that would be a really good product to look into. Plus the Wet n Wild 99-cent lipsticks that I could use for my My Lip Tint pack. So that's the makeup that I've been considering as of late. I hope y'all know that summer is up and it's in full swing, definitely in Las Vegas. Elsewhere might still be a little bit chilly. I know Reno is chilly-ish at times during May, April, May, June. It's pretty warm already. It's like usually 80s, 90s, 70, like high 70s, mid to high 70s some days. Las Vegas is already in the hundreds to high hundreds, so it's hot. So just be careful, reapply your sunblock, have a good day, watch your budget, don't buy high-end makeup if you don't have the money for it, don't break bank because you want to buy makeup, buy cheaper stuff that still works really, really well, and if you don't know if it works well or not, look into the reviews online or on your phone. You could buy it and try it yourself, but oftentimes you'll break more bank trying to figure it out on your own rather than trying to look into reviews first. That's why I preferred looking online about the Wet n Wild the Mega Cushions pack, because it seemed to have like semi-decent reviews. I have no idea about longevity for wear. Maybe I'll do a video with a review on that. Still learning a little bit about makeup, so we'll see about creasing and things like that. I know a little bit about creasing though, so we'll see. We'll see if I can do it right. That being said, that's it for my video. This is almost 20 minutes. I have no idea if you're gonna watch, but that's my vlog for today. Hope you liked it.